The truth about how mosquitoes hunt. Mosquitoes are not just out to steal a drop of your blood, they are literal killers. In fact, they rack up a high human death toll annually than sharks, snakes, lions, and every other apex predator on the planet put together. Despite that, most of us in the States are still trying to fend them off with cheap candles that hardly do a thing, or hosing our families down in sprays we would rather avoid. But tonight, we are flipping the script. 5-minute DIY trap that actually mimics your breathing to drag every single mosquito in your yard right into it. We will also cover a native plant so powerful that government defense researchers test it for troops in the most heavily infested zones on Earth. Plus, the exact backyard planting blueprint high-end resorts secretly use to keep their grounds completely bite-free all summer long. Zero harsh chemicals, zero harsh gadgets. Let's get right into it. If you are new around here, make sure to hit subscribe and let me know in the comments just how relentless the bugs are in your neck of the woods right now. The 5-minute carbon dioxide decoy. Here is the big secret the pest control industry hopes you never figure out. Mosquitoes aren't aimlessly buzzing around hoping to bump into a host. They are actually tracking a very specific chemical trail, and it leads straight to you. Every time you exhale, you push carbon dioxide in the surrounding air. To a mosquito, that CO2 is basically a dinner bell. They can pick up on it from as far as 4 feet away, locking on the source with terrifying precision. That is why you could be sitting quietly on your back patio, and they still swarm you in minutes. They aren't guessing, they are hunting. Once you wrap head around that fact, the fix is incredibly simple. Instead of trying to hide, you just give them a target. They want even more than you. Enter the trap. The science behind this blew my mind. When yeast ferments sugar, it gives off carbon dioxide, the exact same gas you exhale to a bug. There is absolute no difference. A bucket of fermenting sugar and yeast sitting out back emits a massive CO2 beacon they just can't resist, pulling them right in. Here is the exact formula. Prep the bucket. Pour 1 quart of warm water into a bucket. The warmth is key because it kickstarts the yeast and gets the fermentation moving fast. Add the bait, toss in 1 tablespoon of dry yeast along with 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and give a gentle stir. In just a few minutes, you will notice it starting to bubble. That means your CO2 is flowing and your mosquito magnet is officially online. Set the snare. Add 1 tablespoon of liquid dish soap right on top. Do not stir this in, just let it sit on the surface. This step is crucial. The soap completely destroys the water's surface tension. The second a mosquito touches down, it immediately sinks. It is just basic physics, and it is incredibly ruthless. Set your bucket down in the shady, damp corners of your yard, near any standing water, or by the doors where the bugs are thickest. As the fermentation dies down, you will want to whip up a fresh batch every 3 to 4 days and shift the trap's location once a week to stay unpredictable. You will start seeing results by the very first morning. The hen plant defensive perimeter. Now, before we move on, I need to share a strategy that most pest control videos completely ignore. There are 10 specific plants that mosquitoes absolutely despise. Chances are, you might even have a few growing in your yard right now without realizing what they can do. Marigolds. These hold a compound called pyrethrum, which is the exact same natural nectaricide used in plenty of store-bought sprays. Scientific studies have proven to push mosquitoes away from up to 10 feet out. Surround your patio with them, and that whole zone is naturally shielded. Lavender. This plant a compound that messes with a mosquito's nervous system. It doesn't just hide your smell. It literally throws them into sensory overload. People have been using this stuff for pest control since ancient times. Catnip. University research found that this stuff is 10 times stronger at keeping mosquitoes away than DEET. The secret is a compound called nepidolactone. Just crush up some fresh leaves and rub them on your bare skin for instant relief. Lemon balm. This holds massive natural concentrations of the exact same compounds found in commercial citronella candles. Simply brush past it while you are outside to get those oils direct on your skin. Peppermint. The heavy menthol in mint totally fries a mosquito's centroceptors, blinding them to your location. You can soak fresh peppermint leaves in witch hazel for a week to make a wild, effective natural bug spray. Rosemary. Packed with camphor and cineol. If you are grilling, throw a few fresh sprigs right over the hot coals. The scented smoke will blanket your yard in protection while making your food taste amazing. American Beautyberry. We will dive deep in this one in a second. It is the ultimate shield. Basil, tansy, and citronella grass. These three finish out the complete top 10 list. How to layer your yard. The real magic happens when you layer these defenses. Start with citronella grass or American Beautyberry as your main wall right around your seating areas. Next, drop some basil and rosemary right next to your doors or walkways so you will naturally brush against them and release their oils as you pass. Finally, plant an outer perimeter of lavender and marigolds. Because different plants release their defenses in different ways, some when touched, some based on specific weather, mixing them together creates a bulletproof barrier with zero gaps. Professional landscapers use this exact layout routinely report a 95% drop in mosquito activity for their clients. The ultimate natural shield, American Beautyberry. Let's talk about the native North American plant that government defense researchers actually funded testing on. The American Beautyberry. This bush produced two highly unique compounds, calicopol and intermediol, that simply do not exist anywhere else in nature. They do not just annoy bugs. They project a thin 5 to 20-foot invisible force field in all directions. It fights off mosquitoes, ticks, fire ants, and chiggers simultaneously. Biologists believe the plant developed these extreme biological weapons because it naturally grows in brutal wetlands where the mosquito pressure is relentless. It had to evolve powerful armor just to survive. Now, you can harness that survival trait for your own property. People regularly report sitting right next to these bushes during the worst parts of the season without catching a single bite, even in thick, humid swamps. You can rub the crushed leaves directly on your exposed skin or boil them down in a liquid spray. Indigenous communities have relied on this exact technique for centuries, and modern lab tests confirm it beats out plenty of commercial products. Plus, it is incredibly tough. It thrives in everything from soak to bone, dry sand, handles full sun or partial shade, and requires zero fertilizers or chemical treatments. As a bonus, it grows massive clusters of bright purple berries every fall that feed local birds and look stunning in any yard. Putting it all together. Before you head out, there is one final concept you need to grasp. Most bug repellent solutions fail, not because they are completely useless, but because they are narrow-minded. A candle only covers a tiny radius. A body spray wears off after 2 hours. A bug zapper might fry a few adults, but it does absolute nothing about the larvae breeding in a puddle 20 feet from your back door. This complete system works because it fights a multi-front war. The yeast trap acts as a decoy, actively pulling them away from you and taking them out at the source. The layered plants act as a passive shield, creating overlapping zones of protection that work day and night without you lifting a finger. Since you now know they hunt via carbon dioxide instead of just randomly flying into you, you can strategically drop your traps and arrange your plants to intercept them long before they ever reach you. 2 quick notes to keep in mind. First, you do not need to buy any specialty gear for this. Every single method mentioned today can be set up using stuff from your local grocery store, a garden center, or things already growing in your yard. Second, cut the yeast trap some slack and give it one full night to work. The fermentation needs a little time to ramp up a strong carbon dioxide signal, and the local mosquitoes need a minute to track it down. Hit that like button if this helped you out, and drop a comment below telling me which of these methods you are going to try first. I read every single one. Click the next video on your screen right now for more real solutions that actually get the job done. Make sure to subscribe if you have not already. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.